Vale, bien. A ver, señor. Yo, ahora mismo, mi mayor sospechoso es Félix.
So, we found some research. What's up with this golden beetle? Is this something you're studying?
I can't help you, I'm afraid. I think it must be
Es
something
un
left
point
behind
and
by a
click,
previous
Damon.
inhabitant
Puro y
of
duro.
Tangle Tower.
Solo teclado,
I'm
solo
not the first
teclado, solo
scientist to
ratón.
ever walk these halls, you know.
Well, it wasn't in the halls. It was in your astronomy
Y tiene
tower.
mini puzzles en las habitaciones. Vale, no me ha dicho nada. A ver si ahora podemos hacer algo con el puzzle de esta habitación.
Fifi's got something pinned up here.
What is all this? It's Detective Hawkshaw.
Que fue contratado por este tío.
Looks like Professor Pointer.
It's a drawing of Penny.
Es sobrina de este tío.
Looks like Professor Pointer.
Hay un interrogante
Poppy.
en Poppy
That's actually looks like Fitz.
y en Fitz.
I think that's supposed to be Felix. That's
Fitz
gotta
y
be
Flora
Flora.
están casados y luego estáis vosotros.
Is that supposed to
That's
be...
just the face. Does make you wonder, though.
That's
Why
used-
I do I?
Vale, no entiendo este punto.
Did you notice who isn't on here?
Freya?
Mm-hmm. And Fifi herself.
¿Hay otro puzzle que me falta también? ¿Este?
We already solved it.
O sea, lo resolvimos. Vale, diario. Son matemáticas, trigonometría, guiño. A ver, señor.
Dearest Flora, a remarkable woman. Yes, been married over 20 years now.
You two still get on?
Of course. What a question.
She hasn't gone quiet on you.
It's true she has an independent streak.
Sí, vimos
had it her whole life.
algo en
She's the
otro sitio,
youngest
me
of
suena a mí
three.
también.
Always something of a lone wolf.
Yo
You
creo
know,
que tengo otro puzzle
just the way
que
she
cogimos y que no teníamos la pista.
Lone wolf is
Y ahora
putting
no
it
sé
lightly.
cuál era.
She doesn't seem to want to talk to anyone.
She just likes time to herself, away from the company of other humans.
Other humans?
Well, yes, other people, you know. You're the one currently basking in his presence. You tell me.
Let's move on.
My daughter Fiona, our little burgeoning genius. You've met her?
We did. She's going by Fifi these days.
So I've heard. I asked her some weeks ago, what's wrong with your real name? She told me, get this, she wanted a name with an even number of syllables. She makes up the strangest things when she's under pressure.
What makes you think she made that up?
I happen to know the real reason she prefers Fifi over Fiona.
Ajá.
Oh, yeah?
It's what Freya called her. Fitz?
Eso es bonito.
I don't trust him. He's slippery. Never commits to anything. Brain like an onion.
An onion?
Did you two have an argument?
No, but my daughter doesn't like him at all. And I trust Fiona's judgment entirely. She's a very vigilant young woman. Poppy's a good friend to my daughter. Always has been. I think they get on well because they're so different.
Different like how?
Poppy is, she's quite introspective, good with feelings. Fiona, not so much. Still, Poppy always seems to be sulking about something.
The heavy, heavy price of emotional intelligence.
Penelope seems to have really settled into a groove. She struggled a bit when she was younger, always a little estranged.
How come?
Well, she was mostly raised by her uncle. And he really only makes time for his own daughter. Now, of course, she's bringing the two families together through her marriage. It's a nice gesture, heartfelt, but futile.
No, Romeo y Julieta puro y duro.
Percival Pointer. Good old... So, what do you reckon? Is he the murderer?
I don't know, maybe. We still need...
That is not information we're willing to share at this time.
I'm just saying, keep an eye on him. Holds on to a lot of
Insisto en que
bitterness,
ese tío
does
es mi
old
mayor
Pointer.
sospechoso ahora mismo.
Just because he's always struggled to support his family. Slightly pathetic, really.
And how long have you known him?
Over 35 years.
Childhood friends? Rivals?
Don't know if I'd do him the honor of considering him my rival. Quite the character, eh? A fellow member of the Order of the Crimson Cloak.
Is that a real thing?
No, I just meant because we both wear, you know, red capes of a sort.
Has she questioned you yet?
If you call that questioning, she seemed bored by everything I had to say. I heard on the grapevine. Supposedly Hawkshaw is searching for some rare item. Something called the Golden Beetle. Honestly,
Vaya.
it's probably a bunch of sensationalist rubbish.
You reckon?
Quite sure. There is no treasure called the Golden Beetle.
How do you know?
Because I would have heard of it. Uncommonly skilled as an artist, but Freya was so much more than her talent. She helped me get started with my own painting, you know. It taught me what she knew about wood carving, too. Tremendous patience. She was ever so good with dear Flora.
Freya and Flora were close?
Oh, yes, especially recently.
How are you related to Freya?
Somewhat distantly, as it happens. My father, Lord Fellow, was her grandfather. Technically, that makes her a fellow. Let's just say there was some discussion over whether she ought to carry the name at all. There's a family tree in the Grand Hall. You should take a look at it.
What about her inheritance?
Freya's parents died when she was around 3 years old. She came to live here shortly afterwards.
Nobody left her a thing?
I'm afraid not. She had no formal claim over anything at Tangle Tower. I've been carving for a couple of years now. I was hopeless when I started, but it didn't take me long to master it, as you can see.
Do you paint them yourself too?
I do indeed. Freya kindly taught me the basics. Nowadays, I can make just about anything I can imagine. Of course, this particular model is a self-portrait based on hard fact.
Hard fact, huh? So, you own a sword, Felix?
Of course. I own a great many. But my weapons are stored well away from Tangle Tower. Safety first and all that. You found it. What do you think, huh? I had to rush the final touches a little bit. It turned out all right, though.
What's it supposed to be?
It's Flora, of course, surrounded by all her favorite people. I'm as confused as you are.
Es la carta?
It would have been a beautiful painting. Rather a shame Freya was unable to finish it.
Nothing about it seems strange to you.
Well, all these modern paintings are slightly strange, aren't they? The emotion of the piece taking over from, say, anatomical accuracy.
What about the knife in Flora's hand?
A knife? That's what you see?
You don't?
Well, as I was saying, Freya's artistic approach distorts certain shapes. Hard to say exactly what we're looking at.
Does Flora normally keep something in here?
She must do, but I admit I've never managed to work out what.
Why not just ask her?
I feel like if somebody keeps something locked away in a ceramic egg, It's because they don't want to be asked about it.
Rules to live by.
What's this all about? Some kind of rare jewel?
I'm pretty sure the research is about a real insect.
If it's made of gold, then it's made of gold. Where did you find that?
It was in the library.
Really? How odd.
Anything we should know? Any hobbies, besides staring out the window? We met Felix, your husband. He's one of our suspects, and he seems pretty suspicious if you ask me. So, if you want to stick up for him, now's your chance.
Nice try. We spoke to your daughter Fifi. She's some kind of
Cállate, galán.
super intelligent scientist.
Sé que no me va a
Must be proud of
responder a
her.
nada.
Do you and Fitz have anything to do with each other? Other than your initials? Do you and Poppy get along?
Nothing. Shocker. Grimore, what could you possibly be writing down?
Oh no, I gave up making notes ages ago. Now I'm just doodling in the margins. What do you know about Penny?
I can't really imagine those two being friends, to be honest.
You never know. You know the guy in the other tower? Weird astronomy professor guy?
Can you see him from your window? Can he see you? We spoke to Hawkshaw. I assume she didn't get anything out of you either. I bet that really ticked her off.
Were you close with Freya? How are you two related? Did you kill Freya?
Grimoire!
What? I don't even think she's listening.
Oh, she's
Buenas,
listening.
Franca.
Flora, this is your egg? Why do you keep it locked?
Is there supposed to be something in there? Or is it always empty? Is this your gramophone?
Do you know why it's cracked? Did you ask Freya to paint this? Or was it her idea?
What is that you're holding in the painting, Flora? Some people have been saying it's a knife.
Mira el pelo. Le voy a dar a todo, porque total no me va a responder. Gracias por el hostillo premium, Franca.
What do you think of your husband's hobby?
Do you have any hobbies? You haven't seen this yet, have you?
It's a little model of you. Who were the other people next to you?
This is a photo of Fifi, isn't it? Your daughter? Have you seen this book before? Do you know who it belongs to?
I
Oh,
really
Dios,
thought
Dani.
she was going to say something there.
¿Qué te pasa, Javi? Estamos llegando a la parte en la que vamos a ir a darle a todos los ítems con todo el mundo.
Do you recognize any of these feathers?
Do you know anything about these birds? Or birds in general? Do you know anything about this beetle?
A ver.
Is this your diary, Fifi? We found it in your bedroom.
Of course it is mine. Ridiculous question.
Why is it locked up like that?
You seriously require an explanation. Very well. A fairly common concept, the so-called secret diary, is favored in particular by girls between the ages of 10
So, there are secrets written in here?
and... This particular diary is unused.
It doesn't look unused.
It's somebody else's diary.
How could you arrive at that conclusion? It is kept in my bedroom. It is mine.
We need a clue to compare with the diary. Something to prove who the original owner was.
Una estrella.
That's not it.
Ah, coño, está aquí la foto, joder, estoy
Let's take a
ciega.
closer look at this. This blue book is somewhat similar to the secret diary, which proves it belonged to Freya. Almost. Maybe just... This blue book is the same thing as the secret diary, which proves it belonged to Freya.
Dios.
You were
Dios, que me
hiding
lleva al
Freya's
oscuro.
diary in your room, and you kept it locked, too.
Why would I do either of these things?
¿Qué haría yo algo así? La carta.
Personal secrets. Didn't want anyone to see. A secret letter buried in the garden. Nope.
Freya. No quería que nadie viera.
Freya didn't want anyone to see personal secrets within Freya's diary. Almost.
Oh, a ver.
Maybe just change. Freya didn't
No.
want anyone to see personal secrets that everyone knew about. That's not right. Fifi didn't want anyone to see personal secrets within Freya's diary.
Is this true, Fifi?
Soy gilipollas.
I know Freya was your friend, but if you're trying to hide something,
You did not know Freya, so this might be difficult to understand. She did her own thing, in her own way. By concealing Freya's written accounts, it is simply my intention to preserve her innocence.
Eso te vuelve culpable.
Innocence?
might be easier if you just let us read the diary,
Y de no
Fifi.
ser así, en cómplice.
Very well. I will open it. However, as you read it, please remember, Freya was the most kind and the most wise person I have ever known.
All right, Fifi.
Finally, what's in there?
Ha vuelto, esta vez en carne y hueso. Yo lo dejes aquí. Esta vez debería romper ese cuadro. El portaalmas funciona. Qué cosita más impresionante. Ahora tengo dos. Otros dos. ¿Portaalmas? He encontrado el camino hasta el medio. Sorprendentemente fácil en comparación con el arpa. Los he visto. A los 5. Ojos se oscurecieron. Pese a todo, aún tengo una promesa que cumplir. Haré lo que pueda. A ella le vendría bien algo de compartir. What?
What is your opinion of Tangle Tower?
Oh, it's impressive. Elaborate gardens, unique architecture.
Must be worth a fortune.
Why do you ask, Fifi?
I am the heir of the Fellow family and the Remington family. This makes me the sole beneficiary of Tangle Tower.
That's quite an inheritance.
They can't make you do anything, Fifi. If you don't want the house, just tell them. Or just sell it. Who cares?
You sound like her.
Ay, pobre.
I require
Oh, pena.
facts. What do you know?
Well, we know Freya was stabbed with a knife, and then she fell.
Correction. She was stabbed with something. There was no knife found at the crime scene,
Apart from the one in the painting.
Que no es
which,
un
as a mere
tío.
abstract representation, does not count. Nobody has ever been stabbed by the concept of a knife. This belongs to Poppy. In fact, she owns a number of cassette tapes.
What happened to it, though?
It has been left underwater for an
El
extended
portal más
period of
pueden ser
time.
los huevos. Hay varios
Right.
huevos, la verdad.
But why?
I do not know why. The gramophone belongs to Poppy, but I believe she gave it to my mother, and my mother often loaned it to Freya. Or maybe it is the other way around.
When did it get cracked?
I cannot pinpoint it exactly. All I know is that it must have happened sometime in the last 2 days.
Do you know who was reading this book?
It belongs to my mother.
And she left it in the library?
No, my mother's not been in the library for some time.
Is she laughing?
It is a model of Freya, made by my father.
A model of Flora, you mean?
And a man with a beard. And a little red and white creature.
Why would my father make a model of Freya? A wooden carving of my father, made by my father. Although, now that I look at it, I do not understand how he was able to paint the red parts without any red paint.
Pero la pintura roja estaba en otro lado.
Fifi, did you test the red paint in this pot?
Yes, I did. I discovered it too was blood, not paint.
A whole pot
El
full of
tarro de
blood?
pintura
Not a whole
roja
pot.
de
It is only
Freya
partially
es
full.
sangre.
Yeah, but
Bueno,
still.
tiene sangre.
Doesn't that freak you out?
No. In fact, it may be considered rather
Sin embargo,
reassuring.
Félix escondió
The red
su
paint on
tarro
the
de
brush
pintura roja.
is not paint. It is blood. Same for the palette.
So Freya added the blood to the painting herself?
Or blood got on the brush and palette some other way?
Sigo sospechando muy fuerte de Félix.
I do not know the answer. A book.
Oh, mierda.
My book.
And what's in it?
Pages. This belongs to Professor Pointer, does it not?
No, I don't think so.
Who else would own such a pointless little telescope?
It's a telescope.
Oh, yes. It has a telescopic lens.
Sí, pero...
It can only be used for looking at things that
Lo
are
tengo
far
que poder
away.
colocar en algún sitio para poder mirar en
The
alguna
fruit
parte.
here has a unique chemical makeup. It makes them completely pointless. Unless you wish to cut it down and sell it as a precious stone.
It's not edible.
Depends
On what?
on the structural integrity of your teeth. That blade.
It's a troll for gardening.
It is.
Podría ser el arma mítica. Razón. Ay, me río de la
Who
foto.
is that in the photo?
I'm quite sure that I have no idea. An item from Poppy's childhood. Her earliest piano lessons hold some special significance for her.
Why's that?
No idea. She has never graced me with the details, and I am not forthcoming enough to ask.
You two are friends, right?
We are, yes.
But
It is clear to me now that Poppy has become tired of my
¿Por
company.
qué fabricar máquinas cuando
anything to
podemos
do
jugar
with Freya?
videojuegos?
Oh, no. The changes in Poppy's mood have nothing to do with Freya. Her concerns simply lie elsewhere.
what's wrong?
Earmuffs do not go on statues. It is a flower. It reminds me of something, but I cannot say what.
Se parece a la tía. A
Who is
Penélope.
this her to whom the message refers?
Well, I don't know exactly.
Sí lo sabes.
Then how can I meaningfully evaluate this object? Next!
Poppy Playtime. Este juego
I
que
am
se dice.
scared of birds.
Why?
It is an irrational fear. I have no suitable explanation.
Oh,
What a mess. Penelope should tidy up after herself.
these weren't dropped by Penny. They were dropped by birds, I think.
My argument stands.
Vale.
There's something about Felix's painting
Sí,
supplies.
¿por qué escondió la pintura roja?
Something.
Let's ask him about it.
Vamos para arriba. Sospecho de él muy